Greetings. Welcome to another edition of Eye on Holt County. This week I'm welcoming a special guest into the studio, someone that many of us are familiar with right here in Holt County. Welcome, Beth Tielke, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, Beth's big project is Nebraska Troop Support. Nebraska Troop Support is a group of businesses, individuals, and organizations that have joined together to donate time, items, and money to help send care packages and moral support to our military personnel. Beth, how long has Nebraska Troop Support been around?
6.5 years.
6.5 years you started that.
We started it when the unit from left O'Neill, and a lady offered to give us a dozen cookies to send over there.
Okay, all right. Well, what kind of items are in these care packages that you send out?
You know, the best thing for me to do is to actually unpack one, because no two are alike. We use a generic box. We pack 20 or 30 boxes and put labels on them because we don't know who's going to get them, who likes what. If we've got a special person in the Navy, then that's a different box than what we have otherwise because they can't use the same things in the desert.
Okay, right.
But this one is packed for someone in the desert, and I'd like to show you because this is things that everyone has donated, and I'm so proud of everybody for the items in here donated and the money that people give to send one of these. It costs $13.35 to send each package.
Okay, well show us what's inside.
This will be fun. I've taped this here rather than here because once I open this box, I don't want them to think I've tampered with it, and this box wouldn't be any good to use again. And the post office is good to give us the boxes, so I don't want them to have to give us more than they have to. But anyway, the thing we try to do when we send a box is we try to make it so that they think it's a gift to them, not just some things that people have donated. So I'll move over. Is this going to be out of the wrong way? Okay.
You're okay.
One of the latest hot items is a knitted cap. They knit them on a loom. You'll notice that they're thin. They can wear them on their heads. They can't wear them when they're out of the base, but in the base they can wear them. And this one soldier says we match them to our personality. So I don't know what personality that is, but it must be a fun man. Okay, they like the water flavored. So this is a box of, let's see, this is iced tea with peach. Now one of their favorite things is these sticks that you can freeze. So we always, I don't have to move this, I don't get them. Okay. We always send them some of these. You'll notice I've got them in a plastic bag, and I do that for two reasons. If they leak, they're not going to get on the rest of the box, plus the soldiers will have a nice bag here. We also, in the winter, we send them knitted slippers. Now it's time for flip-flops. So they'll need a pair of flip-flops. They love beef jerky. I've sent them some chicken soup base to put with their, what are they? I've got them down here, the little noodles.
Oh, ramen noodles? Ramen
noodles, because this will give them more flavor. Or they can drink that in water for hot tea. They have a calendar. They like to know what day it is. This is a handy little calendar that was donated. They all like hard candy. This they can put in their pocket. Sometimes that's all they get to eat all day. They'll be out on days. Okay, we pack every corner. Our packing is hard candy. So if there's a corner in here, okay, this is a helmet liner, and it's got this stuff like they put in flowers. When it gets wet, it absorbs water. They put it on top of their head under their helmet, and it keeps their heads cool in the summer. Okay, these are pop-ups, and what that is, that's a tube of 10 little round deals. They put in water, they expand, and they make them a washcloth. There was a lady I just talked to yesterday that her grandson had been out on a tour, I don't know what you call it. I don't know much about the terms, but he'd been out away from base for 38 days. They had had no baths in that time. So these would come in handy, or the wet wipes. Now, they tell me don't send chocolate because it melts. So, I will show you what I've done here. And anyone that has a son or a daughter that loves chocolate and they live, I shouldn't have packed this. I packed this to pack, not to show. But anyway, what this is, you can probably see here, is a Snicker. It's 2 Snickers candy bars. I've taken them out of the wrapper, put them in a container, put the Snickers around them so they know what it is, and send them spoons to eat it with. We can all eat pudding with a spoon, why not chocolate? Okay, Then people are nice and give us things from the hotel. We put them in a bag so they look like it's a gift. They've got shampoo, lotion, conditioner, whatever. Their toothbrush dries out a lot because it's so hot. They get a toothbrush. No toothbrush is complete without toothpaste. So here we have a bag of peanuts. They say they like this because there's usually something in here so they can all have a little something. A package of gum. We have here a rosary. They love Girl Scout cookies. Okay. We have here a deck of Soren Markavy or something like that. I don't know, it's a card game. They like to have entertainment. This is a bottle of the cleanser, the sanitizer they can use without water. Okay, here's their breakfast tea, and they all need sugar in case they like sugar with their tea. Sometimes they have aches and pains, so we'd like to send them something for that. This one we ask for toothpicks. They're all individually wrapped, but they're in these medicine bottles so they can carry them in their pocket. When you go around the house and you pick up little odds and ends, put them in your pocket. When you're through, put them in a bottle like this. This has got a safety pin, paper clips, rubber bands, let's see what else is in. A little thumbtack. You see, they can't get any place to get these things. If they don't like them, they can give them to somebody else. Okay, we have deodorant. Here's some Parmesan cheese. They might like to add a little flavor to their meal. Okay, here's a couple snack bars. They can put those in their pockets. Maybe oatmeal for breakfast. Okay, and then hot chocolate. They need their hot chocolate. And here's a stick to stir it with. Okay, we've sent along some spoons, knives, and forks because how can you eat oatmeal without a spoon? Their lips get chapped, so we send them chapstick. Here's a box of candy. So they like more candy. They always have a book to read. They can put it in their pocket and take it along with them. I'm sorry I'm taking up so much room.
So much stuff in this box.
Okay, and we were late with some of these packages getting them out for Easter. So they will have a letter that says, sorry I got lost in the sandstorm, Easter Bunny. And this will come in this box. So we have a lady in her group, Ruby Dobiash, in her group that make the pocket jeans. And these are filled, and there's a God Bless the Soldiers poem. She puts different items in them. Each one is packed different. And these, they like those because, well, this is in Nebraska, of course. And, here, this happens to be 1.5 bars of chocolate. Hershey. If you break the little parts apart, they'll fit in there. And here again, they can eat it with a spoon. There's their stick to eat it with. But this is why we like to have people say this baby food containers. Okay, dental floss. Sometimes you need dental floss. Ramen noodles for their flavoring. We have 4 notepads and some pencils. So they've got paper. Sometimes they don't have paper and pencils. Tootsie Rolls. They love Tootsie Rolls. Maybe some gummy bears. That's always good. Okay, here's a regular deck of cards. So, and how many times do we need these cotton tips? Okay. Here is a young man by the name of James Bryan. He used to live at Spencer, I think, and he has donated a bunch of coupons, and this is hunting for the caribou, 15 successful hunts. So I thought that would take them away from what they're actually doing now. We send them greeting cards. Here's a sucker that fit in a hole. Another sucker that fit in the corner. Popcorn from the Boy Scouts. This is some barbecue sauce that they can put on there. Somebody said that kept them going. We send, every one of them has a letter, and it tells them that we love them and we appreciate them, and we know that we can go to sleep because they're taking care of us. And then we ask what they like best, and most of the time their answer on what they like best is just to think they're remembered. And then they'll go ahead and tell different things that they like. One asked us to bring or send some powdered beer over to him. I said, I don't think that's possible. And he said he didn't either. And then we asked for the addresses. And then I tell a story. And after you see this, maybe why I send it about a little boy when I was in the store, used to come to the store with his dad. And every time we weren't busy, why, I'd take him around, we'd find something for him to take home. So one day we happened to find M&Ms, and he thought those would be good to take home. So I give them to him, and he goes to show his dad, and his dad starts to laugh. And he said, on the way to town, this little boy had said, wonder what she's going to make me take today. So I'm sure these soldiers, when they get our boxes, think, I wonder what they're going to make us take today. And we have a coupon given for $18, and that is given to everyone. Either if you haven't got one and you've helped with the troops, get one. It gives them to the veterans and also to the servicemen so they can get it when they come home. One of the interesting things about this was one man wrote back and he said he especially liked the coupon. He was in Afghanistan because he knew the people that sent it. In fact, it was his mother's sister's son. So his cousin had found him. But anyway, that, and then we always send them a package of magazines. And I put those again in a plastic bag so if something leaks, they don't have them. And this, I thought, I usually don't open these, but I thought you might like to know what we send them. So, in this instance, this person is going to get corny humor, a guidepost, and in all the things we give thanks. They're going to get a Nebraska Life, a country magazine, a Times magazine, and here's a catalog because they're going to want to keep up with what's going on here. Prices or something because they're away from everything. So anytime you get a sales catalog, especially like Menards or some of the things that men would like, why, these are nice to add. And I'm sorry, but that's all that's in the box.
That is packed full, Beth.
Thank you.
And you've been putting together these packages for 6.5 years.
Yes.
How many packages have you sent out over these last 6.5 years?
Well, Christmas was a few over 6,000, so right now we try to send out between 50 and 60 packages a month.
All right, and you have volunteers that help you pack up boxes?
Yeah, I have volunteers, and people are wonderful. You know, it's hard to believe that one of the soldiers wrote it best, I can't believe people so far away from a base would be so kind and generous. So it's everyone who does it, not me.
Right. Well, what has been the reception from our military members who receive these packages?
They love them.
Good.
Yes.
And you hear from several of them.
I tell people they aren't trained to write us letters, they're trained to protect us. You know, so if we get maybe one letter out of 100, that's really a plus.
Good.
But when they write it from the bottom of their hearts. And
well, what can people do that are maybe watching this? What can people do to help support our military and also to help support Nebraska Troop Support?
Okay. Well, I think just, letters or cards or anything, just to let them know you remember them is wonderful. But as far as helping, maybe they like to know where the money goes that they donate. And anytime a check is written out to Nebraska Troop Support, retired Lieutenant Colonel Gordon Fox puts it in a bank account under the American Legion so that it's nonprofit. And all that money is what we use to send the boxes. Okay, then I set up another account and it's called Nebraska, or Angels and Troops. And I go around to different shows and have tables and people give me money, cash, or they'll give items. And the money from the Angels and Troops we buy, like, for example, we might get a toothbrush, so we need toothpaste, or we buy the things to accompany the others, or the Easter candy we bought. Those are what we use the money for. So all in all, it just works together, and people are wonderful, and I just love everybody, and I know the troops do.
Well, you've spent a lot of time over the last 6.5 years putting together these boxes and with the help of many volunteers, and so we want to say thank you for what you're doing to help show support for our troops.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Beth, and thank you for joining us this week on this week's edition of Eye on Holt County.